Hello guys, this is Poet Spice, Jamie Lola Tallulah, and I am here to do a tutorial on using the Gemini JR with the Create a Card Diamond Swing set from Crafter's Companion. So here's this, and then you can see that down there. And then here's the card that I made using it. Now, of course, you can embellish it any way you please. I'm just going to show you how to use the basic dies that come in this kit, okay, through the Gemini JR. Now, if you have a different machine, you may have to adjust your sandwich. Also, you may have to check your Gemini JR because every machine is slightly different, but this is what I found works for mine. Okay, so here's this, and it's so adorable because it says celebrate, open it, and it swings. Kinetic cards. How awesome are kinetic cards, right? All the juice and yumminess is in the fact that it swings. Okay, so here's the card that I did using this, and I'm going to go ahead and get to the tutorial. Now, the Gemini has a lot of pressure, and that's the wonderful thing about it. However, what can happen is that you have too much pressure when you have dies that need a score line and a cut line. So that is one of the issues with this die. So let me show you how this thing works. Okay. In order to get this card to swing and cut, you have to have score lines and cut lines. So the triangle piece here are cut lines, and then this piece and the bottom piece are scores. Now, if you have too much pressure, it'll cut the entire thing. If you don't have enough, it doesn't cut, nor will it score. Okay, so in this case, what we want to do is use this worker die and adjust the sandwich. To cut this die, the entire set, you actually need to use two different sandwiches. So let me go with what you need to do first. First step, number one, cut your paper 7 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, what paper am I using? I'm using 110-pound cardstock. I have found, doing some experiments, that the same sandwich, at least on my machine, also worked with a lighter weight paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and flick these for you so you can see the difference. All right, this is thinner. This is like that 65-pound stuff you get at I think you get it at Walmart, but definitely Joann's and Michael's. So like that 65-pound. This is 110-pound. See the difference? I found that the sandwich to use to get the cut and the score are the same, at least for these two pieces. So let's go over that. First thing you'll want to do, and I'm sad, but the Gemini JR, they got rid of the purple plate. So what you actually have is two clear plates. So clear plate down, that's the first one. Then to cut and score, you need your rubber mat, not the magnetic sheet, okay? You need the rubber mat, all right? Then you're going to put on your plastic shim, okay? Plastic shim. Now I like to cut with the blade up. So when I'm placing my stuff, I actually put the paper down first. Then I put the die and then flip it over. Some people like to cut down, so you would just flip your sandwich over, okay? Now, in order to place this worker die the proper way, you can use the outline die. So you're just going to put that outline die here on the edge of your paper, and then put the worker die next to it, okay? Once you have that placed, then just take this off. Now, if you're really self-conscious and want to make sure it's absolutely perfect, you could put the other side on as well. I don't think I need that, so I'm just going to do this. Get some low-tack tape, and all that is use some washi tape. And put it on here. Preferably where it's not going to mess up your paper, okay? Now, because I like to cut with the blades up, so you see that the blades are in my paper, I need to turn it upside down, okay? That's because I like to cut blades up. So, sandwich, clear, rubber embossing mat, plastic shim, die, blades up, paper on top, then you're going to put on your clear, okay? Which is I'm going to cut into this one on the top. All right, let's feed it into this Gemini JR. Isn't it so cute? Today's actually the first time I'm using it, and I've had it for, what, 5 months now? Okay, so we're going to put this in there, and that's just going to cut it for us. Okay, so I'm just going to move my machine back. All you have to do now is just take it off, and it should have cut. So I'm going to take that off. Try to carefully peel off this tape because I don't know if I got enough of the sticky off. Last time I did it, I didn't. There we go. Okay, so you will notice, you see your cut lines, but your score lines, see how your cut lines work, but your score lines did not cut through. Okay, now all you have to do for this piece is fold it back, and then this one goes forward. And there's your page. So awesome. So now you have the base for the swing card. Doo-doo. All right, very simple, very easy. And I believe this fits in a 5.5 by 5.5 envelope. I'd have to measure it again. So there's your base. Now you have options. That's where the rest of this stuff comes into play. So let me show you the set again. Here's your worker die. You're done with that. You don't need that anymore. These are your decorative panels. Okay, so here are your decorative panels, and I've got the other one already set, and I'll show you. So there's another one here. You have options now. You can take this base card that you created, and you could take this piece here and cut into it, and then you would have this lattice work into your actual base. I will say this, although it looks pretty, the more you cut out of the card, the less stable the card is. So if you were trying to stand it up, when you keep taking pieces out, it's going to make the card weaker. Okay, the other option is you can take this piece here, cut a solid piece, and put it on there. If you take this piece and cut it into it, you could take a piece and put it behind it. So there's lots of options for that. Okay, so let me show you on the card that I made. What I did for this one is I cut the base in this cream. So we've got this cream color base. And then I took both of these pieces and I cut out the lattice work and then glued the lattice work on top. All right, that makes your card more, you know, much more secure than just cutting out this lattice piece. But you can do it either way you like the way it looks. So, okay. Now, this is where you need to change your setting. This die here is a much more intricate die than just this. So the setting we used before isn't necessarily going to work as far as your plate combination goes. So instead, what I found is you're going to rearrange this set. Okay. So this time, you're going to take your clear plate, like you did before. You're going to take your magnetic sheet. Take the rubber mat out and put the magnetic sheet in. Then you're going to put your plastic shim. Okay. Then that's where you're going to put your die and then your paper. Now, I've already done this on one piece, so let me show you. So I wanted to do the lattice work like this. All right. So in order to do that, you take your die and your paper, put it down, situate it. Now I need to redo this because it's got moved a little bit. And you want to make sure that your dies do not overlap. So let me show you. So when you're looking at this, notice that the two dies do not touch anywhere. If they touch, you will ruin your dies because it will cut into the other piece of metal. Okay. So I've got it situated now. I'm going to turn it back over, like I said, because I cut with blades up. If I do it this way, I'll be cutting into my plastic shim, which you do not want to do. Okay, you'll have to go buy a new one. So you want to make sure it's all ready to go. Flip it. Okay. If you're uncomfortable doing both pieces at the same time, do one piece and then go back through and run it through. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. Save some time. Now run it through. Once again, the plate combination is different. It's clear plate, magnetic sheet, plastic shim, and then clear plate again. This is going to add more pressure so you can get those intricate details done. You hear how it changed its sound? Because it's working harder. And there it goes, right on out the back. Okay. Excuse me, ladies and gents. So take that off. There's that. And here's a tip. If you're not used to die cutting or new to die cutting, do you see all these lines? That tells you that that design cut. Okay, so it cut through every single one of those bits. All right. Say there were some pieces that did not cut. All you got to do is run it back through again. Make sense? Okay. All right. If you like to make shaker cards or confetti or whatever, these pieces make good pieces of confetti. I'm just going to take that off. So here's my die. Take that off. And here's my piece. Now, there's two things that you want to notice. Be careful because the die is intricate. If you just rip it off, you'll tear it, and then you'll be mad. But if you do it gently, you should be able to get it off, no problem. Okay? See? There you go. So just to recap, remember you're using two different sandwiches. You have to use a lighter pressure sandwich to do the cutting and scoring, and then you use the heavier one to do the intricate details. Okay? Now, if I were just going to make this solid, then I could still use the one, my original sandwich. Hopefully that is helpful to everyone and clears up some issues on how to do this card. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and rub these out so I can take that off, and then you can see what I was talking about with confetti. So once you take all this out, confetti shaker cards. Okay, so there's that. All right, now the rest is basically decorating your card. I'm not going to glue it down because you guys will be able to see that, but basically you just put your pieces here. So you put that there, glue it down. Put this one over on this side, glue it down. I went ahead and cut the happy birthday, so you could either put it here on the front or you could open it and put the swing on the inside. Okay, so that will work either way, however you want to decorate it. I'll show you the final one. There's that. Okay, now I do have a tip for you. These plates by Gemini are hard to find sometimes because they have sold out of them. I will tell you a quick tip. Now, use this at your own risk. It's your machine. These were not designed to go with this machine. However, I have found that the Cuttlebug B plate will work well as a cutting plate for the Gemini Jr. It's smaller than the plates that come with the machine, but you could actually use this as the top cutting plate. And I wrote down the sandwich because this one actually worked better. It's the Gemini clear plate, then the magnetic plate, then a plastic shim, the die, then the paper, and then the Cuttlebug B plate. Okay, so that will help you save on that cutting plate. Okay, but like I said, use that at your own risk. And if you have any other questions or any tutorial requests, go ahead and leave those below. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful.